Hello, it's Katy here. So, what is high blood pressure? First off, let's look at what normal blood pressure is. And normal blood pressure is the pressure that's normally taken to pump blood around your body. So it's the amount of force your heart needs to make to put blood around the body to your vital organs. It carries oxygen and nutrients to your vital organs, your heart, your brain, your liver, kidneys and your muscles when you're exercising. And then conversely, blood comes back to the heart through the veins and it brings carbon dioxide and waste products which then get excreted from the body. But a reasonable pressure needs to be maintained in order for your vital organs to function normally. So what is high blood pressure? High blood pressure is when the pressure in the arteries is consistently higher than it should be. And that can happen for a variety of reasons, but the most common one being that you've got fatty deposits that get laid down inside the arterial walls, and therefore the arteries are narrower than they should be. And that pressure obviously reflects back to the heart, which has to pump harder. If you compare it to a garden hose, for example, you attach that up to a tap and you turn it on until you've got a reasonable flow. So a reasonable flow, you know what that would be. Now let's say somebody comes along and just squeezes gently on the hose pipe. What will happen is the flow will decrease a little bit because you've got slightly less water coming out, but above where you're squeezing the hose, the pressure will increase back to the tap. You could also say that when you squeeze the end of the hose, you can actually see water coming out more forcefully. And that again is a higher pressure. Now if the heart has to constantly contract harder and more forcefully in order to get blood to the vital organs, it can damage the heart. It can also, with higher blood pressure, damage some of the other organs, such as your brain, and you might have a stroke, and also your kidneys. So it's quite important that we maintain a normal pressure in the system. So if you go to the doctor's and he takes your blood pressure, you will have two readings. The higher reading will be the pressure in your arteries when the heart is actually contracting and forcing blood out around the system. And the lower reading is when the heart itself, the ventricles, are relaxing and filling up with blood. So there's less pressure in the arterial system. So those are what the two readings are. And obviously the higher reading is, potentially the more worry is that you are developing high blood pressure. So it's very important that we keep an eye on what the pressures are and we know that the right pressure is in our system. So that basically is what blood pressure is. What I'd love you to do is to feed back to me on this site or on my blog site, any comments, anything that you feel else you would like to know about what blood pressure is, what high blood pressure is. So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know if this has been useful and if there's anything else you'd like me to tell you about, and I will do so again. I'll respond to you. Many thanks.